The Galactic Council chambers, usually abuzz with diplomatic chatter, were shrouded in an unsettling silence. Representatives of countless civilizations sat in tense anticipation. The news of the Corven advance cast a pall over the assembly. Fear was palpable. The Corven were relentless, their hunger for conquest insatiable. The Kalar ambassador, his 3 eyes filled with worry, nervously adjusted his robes. The Shiani delegate, her scales shimmering under the council chamber lights, whispered a silent prayer. Every delegate carried the weight of their world on their shoulders. The Corven were a threat to them all. Their own civilizations had crumbled before the invaders. Hope seemed a distant star. The council elder, a being of immense age and wisdom, surveyed the chamber. His voice, amplified by technology, cut through the silence. The Corven are upon us. They have already consumed several star systems. Their advance is relentless. His words were met with grim nods. The council knew what was coming. Another war. More destruction. Despair hung heavy in the air. The galactic community, despite its vastness, seemed to shrink before the impending threat. The Corven were too powerful, too advanced. Defeat felt inevitable. In the face of such overwhelming dread, a small blue planet, newly admitted to the council, prepared to make a stand. Earth. A young species, barely out of its cradle, stood on the precipice of galactic affairs. Their entry into the council had been met with curiosity, their technology seemingly primitive compared to the galaxy's elders. Yet as the council grappled with the Corven threat, it was Earth's representative who rose. Ambassador Anya Sharma, her voice firm despite the tension in the room, addressed the council. "We have heard the tales of Corven brutality. We understand the fear they instill." Her gaze swept over the chamber. "But we, humans, are no strangers to fighting for survival. We will not yield." A collective gasp rippled through the chamber. The delegates exchanged bewildered glances. Earth, with its single inhabited system, was proposing a confrontation against the might of the Corven. The Kalar ambassador, his voice laced with concern, spoke up. "Honored ambassador, we respect your courage, but this is madness. The Corven will crush you." Ambassador Sharma, unfazed, continued. "We are not proposing a full-scale assault. We are sending a single warship, a beacon of defiance against the Corven menace." The council was stunned. One ship? Against the Corven armada? It was suicidal. Yet, in the audacity of the plan, a spark of hope flickered. Could this be a desperate gamble that pays off? In Earth's orbit, a marvel of engineering was taking shape. The UES Nemesis, a warship unlike any other, was being prepared for its momentous mission. Humanity's finest minds had poured their knowledge and expertise into crafting this vessel. The Nemesis was not just a ship, it was a symbol of defiance, a testament to human resilience. The ship's design was revolutionary. Drawing upon centuries of naval warfare, the Nemesis combined sleek modern design with elements reminiscent of ancient battleships. Its hull, a composite of alien alloys and experimental materials, was designed to deflect energy weapons. Its weapon systems were a fusion of human ingenuity and salvaged alien technology, capable of delivering a devastating punch. But the true marvel of the Nemesis lay in its core. At the heart of the ship hummed an experimental fusion reactor capable of generating energy levels previously thought impossible. This reactor powered not only the ship's weapons and defenses, but also a prototype cloaking device, salvaged from a crashed alien vessel and adapted by human ingenuity. The Nemesis was a fusion of desperation and hope, a testament to humanity's ability to innovate in the face of annihilation. The vast emptiness of space was punctuated by the ominous glow of the Corven fleet. Hundreds of warships, sleek and menacing, moved with predatory grace. Their arrival in the Deneb system had been heralded by the destruction of a border patrol fleet. Now they hung in space, awaiting reinforcements before moving on to their next conquest. Unseen, the UES Nemesis arrived in the system. Its cloaking device, while not perfect, was enough to mask its signature from the Corven sensors. Captain Eva Hernandez, her face a mask of determination, addressed her crew. "We are outmatched, outgunned, but not out of our minds. We fight for our home, for the galaxy. Make them remember the name Nemesis." The Nemesis decloaked, emerging from the void like a phantom. It unleashed a storm of fire. Missiles streaked towards the unsuspecting Corven vessels. Railgun slugs, propelled at hypersonic speeds, tore through armor plating. The Corven, caught off guard, scrambled to respond. Their weapons fire, designed to overwhelm through sheer firepower, found a nimble adversary in the Nemesis. The smaller, more maneuverable human ship danced between energy beams, its advanced targeting systems finding weak points in the Corven defenses. The battle raged, a chaotic ballet of light and fire. The Nemesis, though outnumbered, was holding its own. But Captain Hernandez knew this was only the beginning. The real objective was elsewhere in the heart of the Corven flagship, Gap-2S. As the battle raged on, the Nemesis continued to defy the odds, but Captain Hernandez was acutely aware that they were merely buying time. In the heart of the Corven flagship, a new revelation was about to unfold. Unknown to both sides, a covert team of Earth's best operatives had infiltrated the enemy vessel. Their mission, to disable the Corven's primary command and control systems, Gap-3S. Deep within the labyrinthine corridors of the flagship, the team moved with precision and silence. They planted EMP charges at critical junctions, their faces set with grim determination. Each step was a calculated risk, each second a countdown to potential discovery. Gap-2S. Meanwhile, back on Earth, scientists and engineers worked around the clock, developing countermeasures and new technologies. In underground bunkers and secret labs, a symphony of human ingenuity played out. They had cracked a crucial piece of Corven technology, a breakthrough that could turn the tide of the war, Gap-3S. As the EMP charges detonated, the Corven flagship shuddered. Systems flickered and went dark. Confusion spread among the Corven ranks. Captain Hernandez seized the moment. "All units, this is our chance! Focus fire on the flagship, we bring them down now!" Gap-2S. The Nemesis and its allies concentrated their firepower. The flagship, now a wounded beast, struggled to maintain its defenses. Explosions rippled across its surface, and finally, with a cataclysmic blast, it began to break apart. Gap-3S. In that moment, a new strategy emerged. The Corven, though powerful, were not invincible. Humanity's resilience, creativity, and sheer will to survive shone through. The battle was far from over, but a spark of hope had been ignited. Gap-2S, the galaxy watched as Earth stood tall, not just in defiance, but with the promise of a future where freedom and ingenuity would prevail. The Galactic Showdown had only just begun. Gap-2S. As the remnants of the Corven flagship drifted into the void, the battlefield fell eerily silent. But the calm was short-lived. A sudden surge of energy readings spiked across the Nemesis's sensors. Captain Hernandez's eyes widened in shock. "What now?" she muttered, her voice barely above a whisper. Gap-3S. A new Corven fleet emerged from hyperspace, larger and more formidable than anything humanity had faced before. The Nemesis and its allies braced for impact, but this time they had a secret weapon. Gap-2S. In the heart of the Nemesis, the breakthrough technology developed by Earth scientists was being activated. It was a device that could manipulate the very fabric of space-time, creating temporary rifts that could trap and disorient the enemy. Gap-3S. Initiate the rift generator, Hernandez commanded. The device hummed to life, and space itself seemed to ripple. The Corven ships found themselves ensnared in a web of distortions, their formations breaking apart. Gap-2S. But the Corven were quick to adapt. Their flagship, a behemoth of metal and energy, unleashed a barrage of countermeasures. The rift generator began to falter, its energy reserves depleting rapidly. Gap-3S. Just when all seemed lost, a transmission came through. It was the covert team still aboard the enemy vessel. "We've secured the command center. We can overload their systems from within. Give us the signal." Gap-2S. Hernandez didn't hesitate. "Do it!" Moments later, the Corven flagship was racked by internal explosions. Its systems went haywire, and one by one, the enemy ships began to fall out of formation. Gap-3S. The tide had turned. The combined forces of Earth and its allies pressed the advantage, pushing the Corven back. The battle reached a fever pitch, a chaotic dance of fire and metal. Gap-2S. And then, with a final, resounding explosion, the Corven flagship was no more. Silence fell once again, but this time it was the silence of victory. Gap-3S. Captain Hernandez looked at the view screen, her expression one of weary triumph. "We did it," she said softly. "We actually did it." Gap-2S. The galaxy watched in awe as Earth's defiance became a beacon of hope. The war was not over, but the message was clear. Humanity would not be easily conquered. The Galactic Showdown had reached its climax, but the story of Earth's resilience was far from finished. Gap 2S. As the debris of the Corven fleet floated into the void, a profound silence enveloped the battlefield. The galaxy had witnessed a turning point, a moment that would echo through the annals of history. Gap 3S. On board the Nemesis, Captain Hernandez stood at the helm, her gaze fixed on the remnants of the enemy. The weight of their victory was palpable, but so was the cost. Gap 2S. "We lost many good people today," she murmured, a somber note in her voice, "but their sacrifice will not be in vain." Gap 3S. Across the galaxy, the news of Earth's triumph spread like wildfire. Planets that had once feared the Corvens might now found hope in humanity's resilience. Alliances were forged, and a new sense of unity began to take root. Gap 2S. In the halls of the Galactic Council, leaders from countless worlds convened. The victory had proven that even the most formidable foes could be challenged, and together they could build a future free from tyranny. Gap 3S. Dr. Elena Vasquez, one of the brilliant minds behind the Rift Generator, addressed the assembly. "We've shown that technology, when guided by the spirit of cooperation and determination, can achieve the impossible. This is just the beginning." Gap 2S. But even as celebrations erupted across the stars, a lingering unease remained. The Corven were a formidable adversary, and their defeat here did not mean they were vanquished entirely. Gap 3S. Captain Hernandez, in a private moment of reflection, recorded a message for future generations. "Our fight has only just begun. We must remain vigilant, for the Corven will not rest. But neither will we. We will stand together stronger than ever." Gap 2S. The camera panned out to reveal the Nemesis, a symbol of humanity's indomitable spirit as it sailed through the stars. The galaxy was forever changed, and the future was unwritten. Gap 3S. The Galactic Showdown was a testament to Earth's courage and ingenuity, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. And as the stars shimmered in the vast expanse, one thing was certain: humanity's story was far from over. Gap 2S. With the promise of new alliances and the ever-present threat of the Corven, the galaxy braced for what was to come. But for now, there was a moment of peace, a chance to rebuild and to dream of a brighter future. Gap 3S. And so the chapter closed on Earth's bold stand against the Corven. But the saga of resilience, unity and hope continued ever forward into the unknown.